everybody, welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, and today we are in the BMW 1M. And for those that know, true BMW fan guys, some will say this is the ultimate BMW M car, where others will say this is just a parts bin special and really undeserving of the M badge. So today guys, we are in this 1M. We're gonna take it for a mountain drive. We're gonna figure out, is this really the best M car you can buy? Because prices, they are going up. And honestly, I'm excited. So let's get into it. Now, the BMW 1 Series M Coupe came out in 2011. Only lasted till 2012. So this was really like one short year of production, and not many of these really were made. Initially, BMW thought they were going to make about 2,700 for the world. They ended up making about 6,000 because demand was there, and people wanted these things. And honestly, just to get an allocation, you were going to be paying much more than what this was supposed to cost from new. So, look, here in Australia, they were about $100,000 brand new. Realistically though, you were probably going to be paying closer to 120 if you were lucky enough to get an allocation. And on the used market, Australia is probably one of the most affordable places to get a 1M, because we actually per capita got the most basically out of anywhere in the world. So 300 of these were delivered to Australia. Actually 301, I believe. One press car, which did get destroyed by Top Gear. So we're not going to destroy this one today, guys, but the average going price for one of these here in Oz seems to be around that, 80,000 bucks. So in terms of world pricing, that's pretty cheap. Now let's just talk about what is going on underneath this car. So under the bonnet, we have got the N54. It is a straight six turbocharged engine, and this thing originally made about 250 kilowatts and about 450 Newton meters, but you did have an overboost function that would take you up to about 500. Now, this particular car, it is not factory. This is a track toy. It is a fun car that really, this isn't a garage queen, guys. This one goes out, it gets used, it gets abused, and still, though, is in amazing condition. So we have got actually hybrid turbos upgraded on here. It's been port injected, and the owner has chucked on Öhlins dampers on here, so we've got suspension all around that's been upgraded, and it is on E85. So this thing now is pushing 450 rear wheel kilowatts. We're talking 900 Newton meters. So, wow, that is a bit of an upgrade. And the great thing again about this vehicle, only available in the 6-speed manual. So there wasn't any automatics in this car, and I have to say, very short shifts. It feels just tight. Yeah, this is a very driver-focused vehicle here. Now obviously exhaust-wise, this thing is running downpipes, mid-pipe, but at the back, it is factory. So, it has that sleeper look, still looks factory. It's got the quad tips on the rear. And it sounds pretty good. I gotta say, when you're just cruising, it's very quiet, but as soon as you step on that pedal, this thing opens up. 450 kilowatts is no joke in a car that weighs less than 1.5 ton here. And especially how short the wheelbase is, how nimble this car feels. Yeah, this is a handful. And again, just let's roll on to it here from second. We're going 60 on it. And that was Mexico speed, so yo, you live in Mexico when you drive one of these, because especially a tuned one like this, it is just, it's unlike any other vehicle, honestly. It's unlike any other BMW I've been in. And I've been in some pretty rowdy ones, guys. I've been in some nice M6s, some M3s. This almost every M3 generation I've done too, without a doubt, this is the best driving one. It is. And, you know, being this one so heavily tuned, this is probably the fastest one as well, because, oh my goodness. It's just a monster, this car. Wow. Absolutely surreal. Now, being named the 1M, this is the only M car that has the number in front of the M. So the reason is the car that kickstarted BMW's M division back in the late 70s was called the M1. So although you would think this would have been called the M1, they didn't want to kind of muddy up and confuse people, I guess, and they wanted to leave that name, rightly so probably, to that supercar from the late 70s. So being called the one, you know, that 1M, I don't mind that name. And again, yeah, wow, just heel toe is easy. The steering, woof. Wow. Yeah, this is a fun car. And again, the other reason why some of these naysayers said, you know, this wasn't a real M car is because it was technically a part spin special. So, you know, the majority of the underneath of this car is from an E92 M3. So, you know, we're talking the diff, the brakes, basically all the rear suspension, a lot of this car. So they did use, it was a skunk project from BMW engineers who wanted to make this on the weekends after hours. So you know it's good, you know it's fun when engineers are taking their own personal time to try and figure this out. And I gotta say, they've done a cracker job here. Absolutely. I just have to laugh at that story as well. The owner mentioned before I got in here that, again, 300 were delivered here in Australia for purchase, which is the most basically out of anywhere per capita in the world. So Australia was fortunate in that aspect. But the fact that it was 301 because of a press car that back in the day Top Gear Australia had, and they binned it. They binned it on a back road like this we're on today. So, you know, again, this is an angry, alive car full of character. So, you know, whenever I say those words, angry, alive, and character, it means watch out, because the back end is tail happy, short wheelbase here, a hefty enough amount of power up front, and yeah. It is, this is a driver's car, it really is. And, you know, you got to know your limits when driving something like this, too. Again, if you guys are enjoying this type of content, please do me a favor, hit that big red subscribe button, hit the like button. It really does help me out. Just gain that momentum to find new cars to bring to you guys, and share this passion, this love of enthusiast petrol machines. Absolutely, this thing is amazing. And again, for someone who's not a massive BMW person, I really was unaware of how great this car was. You know, to me, I just, oh yeah, okay, the 1M must be, it's an M car. It must be pretty good though, but it's just like, you know, 1 Series M. But until you actually start looking at the research of this vehicle, and really until you actually get behind the wheel here, you just can't really comprehend how good this is. And honestly, probably the reason they didn't continue to make this, because again, it was only for that very short 1 year period between 2011 and 2012 that they were producing these. And I think they just outperformed every other M car. I think that is honestly what happened, and BMW just sort of went, hang on a minute, we can't continue this because all of our other sales yo, this thing just, you gotta be, this is a very twitchy car. I can feel it, you know. especially going around these twists at speed, you have to be very, very cautious how much you put the pedal down. And yeah, you almost feel like you are kind of, at any second, it could break loose. Now, you do have a pretty good traction control system if you have it on. There is a competitive mode, basically, if you just tap it once, which will let it slip a little bit, but it should save you in the event that you really lose it. But if you had it completely off, you know, this thing is hairy. And I could, you know, around the back road here, you know, it's just, traction control is coming on constantly because this thing just wants to go and it'll kick it out sideways. Wow. And it's very confidence inspiring, but at the same time, you do feel like you are on that, you know, you're fighting it around a corner a little bit. But that is kind of the excitement, the fun of it. It takes skill, and you have that sense of achievement while driving this car, especially when you're really hooking it, rowing gears. Wow, I'm getting like I'm breathing in this thing. You know, it's really a rush. Woo! This is a real driver's car. 6-speed manual, 3 pedals, great steering, great chassis control, good soundtrack, a lot of power. Oh, it is good. Wow. This would surprise so many cars. And, you know, the owner tells me he does surprise a lot of big power cars in this because, my goodness. Wow, it pulls, man. It absolutely rips. All right, guys, now 0 to 100. We are just pulling up on this back road. We are going to attempt it from factory. These were claimed at about 4.9 seconds. Yo, we tapped it out to second, and that felt fast bro. That felt real quick. Let's pull over quickly and have a look at that. Guys, 0 to 100 was achieved in 5.6 seconds. And again, from stock, these were around 5, but I am happy with that, guys. I am happy with that because, again, unless you have traction control fully off, you know, the right tires, this thing it lights it up. And again, this thing is twitchy, it can get hairy, and I am happy just with like a mid-5. So 5.6, I'm happy with that. And you just have to be careful around a corner when you're on boost in this thing. That's where it feels its most twitchiness. Yo! Oh my word. In terms of, again, just a car for the back road, a car for the twisties, just something to clench your bum hole. This thing is absolutely, without a doubt, this is honestly probably one of the best driver's cars I've taken around a mountain. And I am saying that as not a BMW fanboy. It's just the power is so smooth. You know, it builds boost. Again, 3.5 onwards, you are just all the way to 7. And this thing is just hauling. The manual just feels so nice, short. You know where all the gears are. It's just easy to operate, and the steering just the chassis, those Öhlins dampers on this, wow, it's a track car, and you can feel every bit of how good this thing is put together. Like it, yeah, I'm a bit speechless, guys. Now, guys, I'm going to finish the video off here today. So, look, a huge thank you to the owner for bringing down his BMW 1M. I completely, again, hand over heart, underestimated this car, and without a doubt, in terms of a driver's vehicle, this is the best BMW I've been in, without a doubt. And, you know, again, I know this one is modified, it's pushing some crazy power, but you can really just feel, in terms of the dynamics for, you know, driver feel, driver feedback, what you want from an engaging car. This was it, and what a fantastic job they did do with this 1M. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here, and we will see you on that next video.